She noticed him before he noticed anyone noticing him. A man in a worn-out gray hoodie sat alone in the corner booth of a small diner off Highway 67, staring at an untouched cup of black coffee. His hands trembled slightly as he unfolded the receipt, glanced at it, then folded it back again. Something about the way he sat, shoulders heavy, eyes empty, told Emily this wasn't just another customer trying to decide between pancakes or waffles. It was a man trying to decide if he should even stay. If you believe true kindness always finds its way back, please tap the like button now and subscribe to support more stories like this. Emily, a nurse on her lunch break, had seen exhaustion in many forms. But the look on this man's face was something different, something hollow. When the waitress passed by, Emily leaned in quietly and whispered, "Put his bill on mine. Don't tell him who paid." The waitress nodded with a soft smile. Emily didn't want gratitude. She just wanted him to know someone still saw him. As she finished her sandwich and headed for the door, she glanced back once more. The man was staring at the receipt again, but this time, there was a different kind of silence, one that wasn't empty. 20 minutes later, the waitress jogged out into the parking lot, calling, "Miss. He said to give you this." She handed Emily a folded napkin with shaky handwriting across it. Emily smiled faintly, expecting a simple, "Thank you." But when she opened it, her heart nearly stopped. "You just saved me from ending my life today. My name is Michael. I lost my wife 6 months ago in a car accident, the same one I was driving in. I haven't been able to forgive myself. I came here today to have one last meal before saying goodbye. But you reminded me that people still care. I don't know who you are, but you gave me a reason to stay one more day. And maybe one more after that. Thank you." The handwriting faded toward the end, as if the weight of the words had drained what strength he had left. Emily froze, the world around her blurring. The sound of cars, voices, and wind, everything went silent. Tears welled up in her eyes. She had no idea her $12 gesture would interrupt a goodbye. That night, Emily couldn't sleep. The note replayed in her mind like an echo, "You gave me a reason to stay." She prayed for the stranger named Michael, hoping he found his way out of that darkness. Weeks passed. Then one morning, while checking her mail before heading to work, she found a small white envelope with no return address. Inside was a photograph of the same diner, and the same corner booth, but this time, the man wasn't sitting alone. He was serving coffee. A note was paperclipped to the photo. "It's me, Michael. I got a job here last month. The owner offered me a chance after I told him what happened. I'm trying to rebuild my life, one cup of coffee at a time. If you ever come by again, I'd like to buy you lunch. You saved my life. M." Emily pressed the photo to her chest, tears streaming down her face. She didn't know how her small act had rippled into someone else's second chance, but she knew this: when kindness leaves your heart, it never truly disappears. It finds its way back, sometimes through a letter, sometimes through a smile, and sometimes through a man who decided to live again. 6 months later, Emily finally stopped by the diner. She walked in, nervous but hopeful. The smell of coffee and warm cinnamon filled the air. Behind the counter stood a man in a clean blue apron, smiling, alive, and surrounded by laughter. He looked up, met her eyes, and froze. Then he smiled wider than she'd ever seen. "You came," he said softly. Emily simply nodded. "I told you kindness always circles back," she whispered. They shared lunch that day, not as strangers, but as proof that one small act of grace can pull someone back from the edge. Before you go, we'd love to hear your story. What is the most memorable act of unexpected kindness you have witnessed or received? Share it in the comments below. And if this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that a single moment of kindness can change an entire life.